Hello everyone. This is your girl Sugary Girl Candy 2012, and I wanted to make this video because if you read the title, then you'll know why I needed to make it. It's the people that keep confusing Saints Row 4 with DLC and saying, "Oh yeah, this was supposed to be Saints Row DLC 3." Let me tell you so many things wrong with that. First of all, Saints Row 4, the original concept started as April's Fool joke on the official website. 'Cause as I say many times, I used to be on the official website. I used to be on the official website, and I was on there since 2008, and I would keep up with everything that was done and said on the site. So I didn't miss anything. With the developers coming on there and blah blah blah. Okay, so this entered the Matrix thing popped up on screen, and that's when everybody started freaking out. They wanted it to be DLC, and or they wanted it to be something, and you know, I was on there and I was like, it's too good to be true. Seems like some like it was coincidence that they had released that on April's Fool Day. So, ooh, excuse me. Um, come like maybe a week later, the whole entire article was like gone. It disappeared. So that's when I was like, okay, yeah, it was fake. I knew it because the whole article was just missing from the site. And then maybe like, was it a few months down or something like that? Then it was announced that it was going to be a standalone. Now, a lot of people seem to get DLC and standalone mixed up together. First of all, DLC, aka downloadable content, it's just that. It's something you download from off PSN Store or Live Marketplace. This was not to be a DLC, because if it was DLC, then we would have got it in Saints Row 3. The last I remember, the last pack, DLC pack for Saints Row 3 was the horror pack, I believe. I'm not really sure, but I'm sure it's around that time. Um, Second of all, it's what GTA 4 did with the Gay Tony and the what was the name of that other episode? I don't remember the name of that other episode. Is what GTA 4 did with those expansions. They expanded upon the already game. It's not DLC is sort of like, it's like an expansion, but like a mini expansion. Like standalones are basically games that are like midway on being a game, but it's not like super super long. Kind of like, even though this doesn't make any sense, kind of like a full bed. A full bed um is like midway there to being a queen bed, if that made any freaking sense. But yeah, a lot of people a lot of people are actually already damning the game and saying it looks like Saints Row 3. But again, the reason it looks like Saints Row 3 is because it was supposed to be a part of Saints Row 3. I'm actually glad that it's a it looks like Saints Row 3, because of the fact I feared that with the next game I would have to remake my characters and they would look different from their Saints Row 3 selves, and I actually like their Saints Row 3 selves, so now I don't have to make any changes to them or their formulas. Um, but it's just crazy how people are still so sour over Saints Row 3. I mean, I think I said this, and I might have said this or I might not have said it. I don't even remember. But I said there's a difference between legit complaints and just complaining for the hell of it. Complaining just to say, just to be complaining. Now, complaining with legitimate facts. I mean, ugh. God, I'm butchering the hell out of those words. When you're complaining, when your complaints are legit, it means basically you have facts and stuff to back every complaint that you're, you know, complaining about. Like you're talking about, like say, um, let me see what I can. Okay, okay, we'll just say WWE. I keep picking on the WWE games, but I don't know. It's just the game has problems. Let's just like say that for example. okay, people, a lot of people were saying I was complaining, and blah blah blah. But I actually had legitimate reasons and facts to why I was complaining about what I was complaining about, because the game does have problems. And if you want to sit there and say it doesn't have any problems, then I'm just gonna instantly call bullshit. I'm gonna instantly call bullshit on that, because I know you have experienced a few problems within the game. So don't try to sit there and act like it's perfect. I know there's no such thing as a perfect game, but at the same time, it doesn't mean we're supposed to be just giving crap. Um, and complaining to just be complaining is basically saying, oh, it's gonna be shit, and this game sucks, and I hate this, and I hate that, and I hate them, and blah blah blah. That's just complaining, just to be complaining without anything to back it. You just, I don't know. I guess you're just bored with yourself, or bored with your time, or whatever. But I think it's quite ridiculous how people are actually calling this, are still calling this DLC, when if you played the goddamn game, Saints Row 3, you would know what the last legitimate DLC was, and you'll know that this was supposed to be a standalone and not DLC. What else I want to say? I don't want to forget anything. Let me see. I'm trying not to forget anything, so forgive me if I pause a few times. Let's see. Oh, okay. Also, the fact that a lot of people are talking about, oh my gosh, Saints Row 3, I mean, the Saints Row series is getting crazier and crazier and crazier, when even the developers and even TQ at one point has said, they're gonna take the game in a crazier direction, and blah blah blah. Yet a lot of people are saying it's getting too crazy. Like, if you really kept up with TQ and Volish and stuff like that, then you would know, and you wouldn't be sitting up here complaining about them. They're making it too crazy when they said they were gonna make it crazy. Like, I personally don't mind. Because the reason I don't mind so much is because of the fact that it's evolving into its own game, and people won't just be looking at it as a rip off of GTA. Don't get me wrong, I like GTA. I love GTA, but I love the Saints Row series, and I'm glad they're taking the direction that they're taking to get out of GTA Shadow and be from being called a GTA clone. I think they really took off. I mean, when they really took off is in Saints Row 3, even though, there were a lot of things people didn't like. I think that's the game that they really took off on, because even when you play Saints Row 2, it was still being, like, compared to GTA and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they're both sandbox games and blah, blah, blah. But, just to keep seeing them both have the same concept of, I'm a gangster, and, I'm gonna rob a few motherfuckers, and for drug money, and for drugs, and I'm gonna kill this gang and that gang and stuff, blah blah blah. I bet you many of you didn't know that the reason why the Saints color is purple is because um the Saints Row 1 actually was supposed to come out on the PS2, believe it or not. And the reason, when you see the old trailer of Saints Row 1, you'll see that their color was green in the trailer. It was originally supposed to be green, but when they seen what San Andreas was doing, ATA, aka what Rockstar was doing, they decided to change the color to purple. I mean, even the character makes a few jokes about purple. Who the fuck wears purple in Saints Row 2? So yeah, I think I'm just like rambling. I'm just randomly rambling, pretty much. But this is what I like to call rants. I just call it rants because then I just start randomly rambling about other things, and sometimes it just stop making sense completely, or it don't make sense at all, or whatever. Oh, hold on. Oh, goodness. But yeah, I just want people to know that Saints Row 4, the reason it looks like Saints Row 3 is because it was supposed to be a standalone of Saints Row 3 until, which a lot of people probably don't know, during last year's E3, before TQ didn't go bankrupt, there was actually someone that used to work for Naughty Dog. Yes, Naughty Dog, the second or first party. that work for Sony that make all the Uncharted games, the Jack games, and are now making The Last of Us and blah blah blah, had actually left Naughty Dog and came over to DQ. I don't know where he's currently at. He came over to DQ. He seen what Volition were doing for the standalone that was supposed to be actually be a joke for many of us, and it turned into a standalone. He seen what they were doing, and he was like, hey, why don't you guys just make like a full game out of it, because these ideas are wonderful. And so they did. The interview that this happened on, because there were a lot of people that were showing E3s. There was Machinima, then there was like G4 TV and stuff like that. But I believe I seen it on Spike TV, because Spike TV started doing E3 things as well now. I seen it on Spike TV, and they were asking him, they were asking him something, and it led to the discussion of, him seeing the ideas that Volition had for Saints Row 4, and him suggesting that they make, take those ideas, and instead of making a standalone, they should make it into a full game. So people who believe that what you've seen, who believe that we'll just be getting what was supposed to be in a standalone and that's it, and we'll be paying full price for this, are simply idiots, plain and simple. I'm sorry, but you're idiots. You can't sit there and believe they would just take what was supposed to be in a standalone game and just use just that, and not expand upon what the ideas they already had and make it into a full game. So, what else? Well, all I have to say is, I don't know about you guys, but I'm super, 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 super excited for it. Let's see. And this is, let me mention this because I don't think I mentioned it in any other videos I talked about this game on. One of the reasons why, a few reasons why I enjoy why I enjoy Saints Row 3 so much is not partially due because of the story. It's mostly due because of the fact that how much of fan input actually made it into the game. So all those fancy shoes and clothes that your characters are running in the game, you have to actually thank some of the people from the official, or should I say, let me see, the fans. Yeah, you have to thank some of the fans from the official website for that, because there was actually a thread open called Female Suggestions for Saints Row 3, and I don't know how many freaking pages it had, but it expanded so much that, with so many ideas of clothing and shoes that, I just started seeing, when I started seeing that shit in Saints Row 3, I was like, holy shit. Even seeing a few of the shoes and like stuff I had suggested, like moles, actually using a picture from SBR 2010 of one of my calls, Alejandra, with her moles showing and suggesting they should have moles in the game. And then when I seen it in the game, I'm like, wow, that is freaking cool. Oh yeah, let's also mention, spoiler for the people that haven't played Saints Row 3 or haven't gotten to a certain part, haven't gotten to the ending. So you better stop it right here if you don't want to know. That stage that you fight Cyrus on was actually a fan suggested stage, and it was a guy on there that had suggested the stage, and he was like, if Volition guys, if you put this stage in the game, somewhere in the game, I will love you forever. And then coincidentally it had popped up in the game, and he was like, oh my gosh, like he just freaking fainted. It was so freaking funny though. But yeah, that's it. I guess you can try to search for the interview, the Spike TV interview that they had with the ex Indian employee, and see if you can find that little interview, and you can see for yourself. Now, for the people that want to think I'm lying about anything, well, I don't know, believe what you want to believe, dude, because again, I've said this previously in a previous video. If I believe something to be a full lie, then I'm not going to make a 14-15 minute video off of it. If it's like a somewhat truth, or like, it's like, if it's like a somewhat truth, then I'll make a video off of it, but I won't try to I'll usually end it with, you know, let's just wait and see or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I just want y'all to know that I'm not lying. I've been on the official site, Saints Row site, for a very, very long time. If you don't believe me, go look up Saints Row underscore girl. See the number of posts. Um, you can look this stuff up for yourself. Because you don't need me to, you know, to help you go to Google search and type it in, or to go to YouTube and type it in. Um, what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm sorry for making this video so long. I just don't really want to forget anything. Because if I forget anything, I'm going to be mad, and I'm going to have to put it in the description, and not a lot of people read descriptions anymore. Oh, let's see. Let's see. I guess that's basically it. So yeah, stop calling Saints Row 4, and stop saying it was supposed to be a DLC, because it wasn't supposed to be a DLC. It was supposed to be a standalone. Stop basing the whole gameplay, the way the whole game is going to play, based off a 1 minute trailer that barely, if ever, really showed anything. Um, Stop just making it seem like Volition are just a terrible overall company, because they're really not. They really listen. They really, really listen, dude. Even though, you know, it's bad for a company to put in everything that's fan suggested, because the game might turn out bad, but they do at least try. That's why I have to give them credit for. So, that's it. You guys leave your thoughts down below of what you think. What you, if you ran into any comments like that where people were saying, you know, DLC, 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 and blah blah blah, whatever, you guys can leave it down below, and I'll get back to them, your comments, as soon as possible. Deuces.